Now, you've been over at my shop for how long now? What, 6 days?
Yep, about a week now.
What are you thinking, dude?
Thinking hurry up and wait, man. You gotta wait for the stuff to dry and you gotta hurry up and get some shit done when it is dry.
What really irritates me is when you get this thing going in your head and you're telling yourself, I'm on a mission, I want to get shit done, and I want to fucking work, and I'm gonna bust my ass, and you get a positive attitude. There's always somebody that busts the fucking chain. There's always somebody that comes in with some bolt cutters and busts that link and breaks the fucking chain.
Debbie Downer.
Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah. Takes the master lock and breaks it with a sledgehammer, dude, and unlocks the fucking situation. And then what happens? Now the link's gone, and you're fucked.
Gotta piece it back together.
Now, you've been working here. This is your 6th day. We're the 6th day on our fucking Street Beast kit car because we're doing a 10-day slam on it. Am I right?
Yep.
We're slamming and jamming and trying to get shit done in 10 days. But it's not really working, Will.
Try not to make it 11, but it might be.
What are you thinking about the Street Beast fiberglass kit car, bud?
What a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Would you build one of those at home?
I don't think I would ever want to.
Yeah.
Contemplated a Daytona kit car and Factory 5, fuck that.
You told me after working on this car, you would never fucking build a car, ever.
I wouldn't waste the money they want for the kit to get bent over doing
Isn't that
all
what
the work.
you told me?
Find out the shit don't fit right.
We're gonna be there. It's gonna take us 22 minutes to get this guy's fucking house, dude. That's how bad traffic is. To go fucking 13 miles.
Holy shit.
So it takes 30 minutes to go 13 fucking miles, dude. What a joke. Alright, this is the angle I got, dude. Okay? We got a guy out there. Fuck the Street Beast car. We know we're working on it. If you're interested in that shit, watch the videos. It's an exciting situation. We're building this fucking Street Beast car in 10 fucking days. And I don't even know if we're gonna make it because we're already on day 6. And when you're building these cars, you're doing extreme work, but it's very tedious and slow.
A lot of fabrication steps.
A lot of fabrication, a lot of welding.
Just out of the box.
Yeah. Alright, but we can explain that to him in that fucking video, Will.
Yep.
Right now we're talking about something else here. We're talking about somebody walking in and breaking the chain and taking that link with them, keeping the chain open like we're doing right fucking now.
Running to go do somebody else's.
We should be at the shop working. Instead, we're fucking driving down the road to go look at this guy's car, which I really don't mind. I like to help people out, you know that, okay? And we can go on other subjects of helping people out and getting fucked in the ass, can't we, Will?
We all got a story about that.
Yeah, we got a story about that that's going on right fucking now, don't we, Will?
Just since I've been here, man.
How many people have been fucking us since you've been here in 6 days? How many fuckings have we gotten?
Just about every day from the same motherfucker, at least him, and then
and then we got a few other ones
on the side.
Yeah, a little side action never fucking hurt, right? Yeah, that's right. So if you ever hear anybody say, I want my cake and eat my ice cream too, alright, look at me, bitch, because that's what I do every fucking day, alright? I'm eating my taco and shitting my fucking beans out all at once. Am I right or wrong?
Yep.
Back to the story, dude. We're driving down the fucking road, Will. What are we doing?
Headed off to go check out a car.
What kind of car?
I believe it's a Chevelle.
It's a 1966 Chevelle. The guy's been irritating me and bugging me about doing this car. I keep telling him, dude, he came over to my shop, alright? I took him out of the shop. I said, look at this car. Look at this car. Look at this car. Look, walk outside. Look at that one and that one. And that one way over there. And it's like, you know, he ain't listening, dude. But he's a nice fucking guy. He's a very respectful guy. He claims he's watched all my videos. I gave him a quiz on it. He answered every question to the T. Like we were playing fucking 9-hole golf over here, guy. And we were getting hole-in-ones on every fucking one.
He earned his checkout then.
So, he lives right here in Dallas. We're gonna run over to his house real quickly, like, check this thing out. Alright, it's a 1966 fucking Chevelle. Anything we gotta say about this guy's car? Do you know anything about it? Hell no, you don't know nothing about it. So no sense even talking about it, Will. The deal is this guy's got a 66 Chevelle. Now, anybody that knows about muscle cars, Chevelles, this, that, and the other, they know that right now, muscle cars are hot items.
Yep.
Okay? You don't cheesecake a muscle car. You don't throw it together and leave all the dents of the old Bondo on it and paint it Mako style. Just because you're in a hurry. This guy said he's been working on his car for 4 years. And I said, well, it sounds to me like you're ahead of the fucking game then. Most people that restore their cars to factory, rotisserie, fucking restoration, it takes a lot longer than that with a lot more fucking money. So he comes over to my shop and he says, my friend Pete, I got a situation. I got a 66 Chevelle. I took the body off. The floor is screwed down. They replaced the floor and screwed it down. And they put seam sealer on it. So he needs the floor welded in. He wants the bottom of it sandblasted, the top of it soda blasted. But see, this is what happens, dude. And then I just wanted an epoxy primer. But this is how it happens. Once you get it in the shop, you're pretty much fucked. Because then one thing leads into the other. Can you do the body work on it? Can you go ahead and get a paint ready? You see what I'm saying? Then once it's paint ready, well, since you got it, can you go ahead and paint it?
The old can of worms trick.
Yeah, can of worms, what do you mean?
I just want this one, you know, you gotta pull one worm out, but you get the whole lot.
I'm thinking more of a bag of jumping, Mexican jumping beans here.
There you go.
Okay, I don't know about when you were a little kid, but when I was a little kid, you go down to the U-Totem corner store. Have you ever heard of the U-Totem totem pole? It's called U-Totem, bud. It's a totem pole sign about that big. It says U-Totem. It's like the old school 7-Elevens. And they'd have this little bag, and they were called Mexican jumping beans. And you take them motherfuckers out, you put them on a plate under a fucking light where they get a little hot, and the motherfuckers be bouncing around and dancing for you. Okay? That's what I'm thinking was gonna happen up here. Alright, we're not opening no can of worms, bitch. We're opening up a bag of fucking jumping beans.
Alright.
It's gonna go from there over to here, back to you, over to me, and we're gonna be fucking around with this shit until fucking who knows how long. So let's get our fucking asses over here to, the guy's house. What's his name, Terry? And see what the fuck he's got cooking on his 1960 Chevelle and what he wants my friend Pete to do that I've already told him I don't have time, dude. I've already told him that, and look what he's making me do.
Waste more time.
Look what he's making me do. What the fuck are we on here?
On a sidetrack mission?
No, we're on the fucking toll road, Will. It's costing me money to go to the guy's fucking house to look at his car. Should I get a refund from this guy? Should I tell him I want a refund for my trip on the toll road to come to your house?
Get that reach fund.
Motherfucker. Now we gotta go 6.6 miles to Preston Road. Great. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge. Dude, what are you looking at?
Looking at the fucking rusty ass firewall where it all goes together.
Well, that's nothing. That's just surface rust. That'll clean out. That's not rust goes through. This is called Texas.
I know. I'm just,
Texas rust, dude.
I'm used to Michigan rust
here,
where you would touch
here.
that and it would be all the way through.
There's a mouse living in there, buddy.
Yep. I saw that already.
Hey, did you know you got some mice living over in here, Terry? Look at there's a mouse trap. You're supposed to put mothballs in the corners and inside the cracks and crevices, dude.
That was welded there.
Was it welded on or just screwed?
That's welded.
Okay, Terry thought it was screwed on.
It was just the
It's welds.
Okay, so it's welded on the inside. Okay, so they cut it out and overlapped it. They didn't butt weld it. How's it going, buddy? What's your name?
My name's Terry.
How you doing, Terry? Are you watching all my videos out there, bub?
I watched just about all of them.
Every one of them, huh?
Just about. Just about.
Now you got a 1966 Chevelle here that you need to get done.
That's 60.
How long have you had it, dude?
4 years this September.
Started on it 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You live in the HMO? HOA?
Nope.
Because I was going to say, having this in your driveway ain't going to cut it in the HOA, bro.
That's why I chose a non-HOA.
Yeah, lucky.
Anti-HOA.
Lucky freaking guy. Okay, so what's up with your car? Let's walk around this thing. Show us what's going on, bud.
It's just I got it with no drivetrain, so it was this close.
Yeah, when you say no drivetrain, it came with a frame, right? Because you got it sitting on blocks here, bud.
Yeah.
Let's walk around and look at it. All right, go ahead, bud.
Just no engine, no transmission. Just a rear end.
And looks like they put some floor pans in it.
Yep.
The left and the right. Looks like they welded those up pretty nice.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good. What's going on back here, dude?
Back they put in a floor fan, but if you go underneath, you can actually see some grooves and there's some.
Floor actually looks like it's welded in pretty good to me. I don't see where it's not been welded, do you?
Well, I just saw some screws from underneath.
Well, they probably didn't take the screws out is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks like it's welded up pretty nice. So the floors have been replaced, and what do you want to do to it?
Yeah, I just want to get it cleaned up. That matches that.
All right, well, come on in. Let's see what we got, bud. Okay, so this is the car we're using?
That's it. Those are just rollers.
Okay, because I was going to say the offset on that's kind of rough. All right, so what do you got here, Terry? Tell us what you did here. Did you build all this yourself?
I did. The only thing that's left over from the original is the frame and the rear end case.
The case of the rear end, which is a what, a 10 bolt?
Yeah, 8.5 inch 10 volt. It's actually a BOP.
Can we turn that fan off while we're talking, bud?
Yeah.
Because we're getting a lot of back noise here, Terry, on that fan. And everybody wants to see this beautiful engine. Is that an LS2 going on over here?
That's an LS1 block with an LS3 top end.
That's an LS1 with an LS3
Yep.
top end. How many horsepower are we putting out, bud?
I have no idea, but it's
a monster, right?
It's stroked to 408. So I'm looking for my number's 5.
Wow. 500 horse?
Yep.
Thinking it's going to be a monster. You know how I figured that? Because it says monster on your transmission, dude.
Yeah.
What is that, an 4L60E or what? 4L80?
65E.
You know you're going to have to modify your floor pan to put that thing in there, right?
Yeah.
This guy knows what he's doing. Check out his fuel system on the frame rail there. Okay. He's got the right fuel system going. Now you're running 2 fuel filters. Why is that, Terry?
Actually, the one in front is the regulator, just a stock Corvette LS3 regulator. In the front, and then there's filters in the back, 5 micron filters.
Okay. All right. I like the way you got that set up. That looks like a nice run, even Steven situation. You putting in-tank fuel pump on your gas tank and everything? Or?
Yeah, the tank I plan on getting that's going to come with the fuel pump and
inside it, ready to roll.
Sender and everything already in it.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you one thing, dude. This frame looks beautiful. What are you thinking, Will?
Jealous, man. Where's my 66 Chevelle sitting in my garage?
Yeah.
That's nice.
This thing looks brand new, dude. I like that SPC suspension there, buddy. It's all individually situational adjustable on your top control arms for your pitman and angle, am I right?
That's fully adjustable. Welded in the frame rails, put in some...
Oh, you boxed all the frame rails in. Look at that, dude.
I noticed that already.
You did that already. I didn't even notice that. Boxed the frame rails in. Now, what's going on with the cross member? Now, that cross member you made yourself, or what? Did you make the brackets?
This is the original. I had to chop off the ends because it originally fit down in the channels.
Right.
So I just had to chop off the ends. My welding job didn't look so good, so I just
put some epoxy, 2-part epoxy glue over it.
Yeah.
Now, is that cross member going to line up accurately with your new transmission and work?
Yeah, it's already been mocked up, and I mocked it up, drilled the holes, and just took it off to finish up the brackets.
That's awesome, bud. Now, what kind of welder are you using to do all this?
Piece of shit, 90 amp Chicago welder.
Well, it looks like it's doing the trick, being a piece of shit, because your welds are looking pretty nice. Now, let me ask you this: you got all your pulleys and serpentine belts and air conditioning brackets and compressors and power steering pumps and all that for the front of your motor already?
I do not have any of that. No accessories at all.
So you've been doing all this in your garage at home, is that what you're saying, Terry?
That's it, brother.
Wow, dude. We can actually call you a DIY do-it-yourself homebody mechanic guy, am I right?
Doing it good.
Yeah, I'm trying.
What are you thinking, Will?
I'm impressed, man. You know what you're doing.
You think he's doing a pretty good job?
Yep.
Now, did you get your frame sandblasted or what, Terry?
Yeah, I got it and pretty much took all the rust off I could, and I took it over to a guy and had it blasted and painted.
You did a great job on that. Let's look at this body here and see what we got to do to that, Terry.
That's
okay. You came over to my shop earlier. I told you I was backed up, slapped up, and pushed in like a big fat pig over at my shop, dude. But you're persisting that I look at your car, dude.
I'd appreciate it.
Let's check it out. Okay, Will, what he wants to do is he wants to get this thing sandblasted, soda blasted, whatever it takes. Get all the rust knocked off it. Then once that's done, I guess go back and do the body work, finalize it up, put it in primer, and then you're ready to roll. What are you thinking, Will, by looking at this, being the ace mechanic guy from Michigan that you are? How are we looking on this thing?
This quarter's been replaced, and that's mostly what I'm inspecting is the welds and
okay, you're looking at the quarter panel. So you're thinking there's Bondo in it without looking at it. We already know there's Bondo in it. The doors look pretty straight. They look original. I'd keep those.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It's bubbled.
Is it what? What's wrong?
That's bubbled.
It's got bubble. That means there's Bondo there. So that's got body work that's got to be removed. Look at the body lines. I like the way that is. The doors look like they fit nice and tight. It looks like the doors have possibly at one time been sandblasted, so those are probably okay to go, and just clean the bodywork up. Glass is looking good on the top. We got nice gaps on the windows. They look really clean inside. On your dash up here, I see where they replaced some of the rust right here. If you look right here, Terry, okay, there's a piece that goes all the way across just like this, and then you put that on there. So that's telling me that this window is leaking and it was running water down in here, and then of course rusted. As we look up here on the window, look what we got here. We got rot and rust. And what that is, if you look right here, you can see where all the panels are supposed to be snapped up together, and they have separated, okay? Have separated from the rust situation. This all has to be repaired, guy. All right, if we look up here on this window, we can see that somebody has already patched this over here, Michigan Will. Over here on this side. Over on the other side, I want you to look at the rust that they have fixed right here. Very cheaply and inexpensively. Look how they took a piece of angle metal right in that area and just basically spot welded. Go around with your finger right there on the same corner. You can keep going your way. Big giant hole right there. All right, all that has to be properly fixed and repaired. Right there, that you can see where they fixed all that. And then over here in this corner the same way, Terry, see that right there? That's telling me that this was leaking very bad. Right in these corners, that's pretty common. The situation you have is they replaced this, okay? They replaced your package tray panel. When you put your trunk down, go ahead and pop that down. Okay, this panel here was replaced, bud. I can tell that just by this factory situation going on here, that's a very big, large gap. That's aftermarket situations, dude. Now, I can tell you this, whoever had this car before you actually did a lot of work to it. So everything that's been, that was, has been, and has been, is done. You see what I'm saying? The thing that you need to do, buying a car like this and want to restore it, you were over at my shop and you mentioned that you would possibly want to just go ahead and, you know, get the rust out of it, the surface rust, clean it up, and just block sand it down and paint it.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that? That's like kissing Snow White and turning into a bullfrog and getting married to him. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
I do.
Bullfrogs and Snow Whites don't go together, Terry. The situation is, this is a 66 Chevelle. My opinion is, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right, because the car's worth a lot of money when you're done. Putting the Mako Special on it isn't going to cut the mustard because you're in a hurry, guy. Are you married?
No.
You're a loner. You're by yourself. No kids.
No kids.
Then you got more time on your hands than time can count on clown clocks, guy. There's not enough clown clocks that says, I got time.
Patience.
Patience is what I'm looking at right here.
If you get
That's patience.
Car, you don't
All
skip
right.
out on that.
I see something, I see a work of art here that took a lot of time and a lot of patience, and when you look at it, see, you look at it on a daily basis so you don't see it. But when newcomers come into your garage and they see it, what they're looking at here is a masterpiece. That's saying that you're doing something right. Why you would want to take this body, all right, unfinished, go ahead and prime it and paint it and put it on your car is a very, very big mistake, Terry. Okay, shake a hand, make a friend. We looked at your car, and I'm going to put it in your hands. If you want to wait for me to come around, we can do that. We got street beast cars we're building. I got a '66 Chevelle. I got Mustangs. I got Oldsmobiles. We got to get cars out before we get cars in, Terry. Anything you can say to anybody out there watching this video about restoring a car at home?
Take your time, and it ain't cheap.
How much you got in your car already? Go ahead, just throw us a number.
We're looking at upwards of 20 grand, and I haven't even looked at the body yet.
You've already got $20,000 in this car, and you don't even know what you're going to do about the body.
No.
You see there, Will? Are you listening?
I can see the money that you spent and where it's at.
Do you see what I'm talking about? It's an expensive journey, but the journey is well spent. Am I right, Terry?
So far, so good.
Let's not give up hope, dude. Just keep on playing your cards and praying that one day it'll be done, and guess what? It will be, my friend. You been watching my videos?
Yes, sir.
Having a good time?
Good time.
All right. You're going to see yourself on YouTube. What are you thinking about that, Terry?
That's pretty cool.
Okay, buddy. I appreciate you watching all my videos right here in Dallas, Texas. Have you taken any of my advice? Have you done anything? Or are you just watching videos and having a good time?
I watched a video and came to the master looking for advice, man.
Yeah. You came over to my shop asking who else I can recommend you to do that, and what did I tell you?
There is nobody else.
I didn't say that. I said I don't like recommending people because then you will come back to me and say, you told me this and you told me to do that.
Yeah.
And we already know how shops are, okay? I can't recommend nobody else because I'm not trying to be stingy with my situation, but I haven't found anybody that I can trust to do the work and actually be reputable to give them a good name for a guy like you already spending $20,000 and getting ready to spend a lot more money dumping it on a car like this that is worth a lot of money. I cannot go ahead and recommend anybody for you because I don't want that liability in my back pocket floating around like a monkey hanging off my left fucking eardrum. Does that make sense, guy?
It's hard to guarantee other people's consistency.
I can't do that. And to be honest with you, like I was telling you at the shop, I don't even know anybody. Because on these particular kind of jobs, Terry, they take time, they're tedious, and they're crucial, and most people, 99.99% of people, don't even want to fuck with them, dude. Am I right, Michigan guy?
Yep.
Am I right?
It's a big burden.
Big burden, and it's a big burden that it takes a lot of room up at the shop, as you can see, bud. So that's basically the situation you got when you're in a hurry about restoring your car. There is no fucking hurry on restoring your car, because if you want it done right, you're going to have to get in line and wait. If you watch videos on YouTube and you got a big enough garage at home to do it, then do it. That's the best way that my friend Pete can tell you and recommend to you that it's going to be done right, because you're going to do it your way, and if you fuck it up, then you're fuck up, nobody else's, and you can't blame nobody for the fuck up, and you did it the way that you wanted to do it. This is Pete again, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, checking it out, driving around, talking to people, shaking hands and making friends, looking at cars and hoping one day they will be restored right. Well, what are you thinking, guy? What do you think about this guy, Chevelle guy?
The body's a little rough in particular spots around the quarters, the windshield and the roof, but
I can tell you this, man, he's got some major rust issues around the windows.
that's the expensive parts to fix too.
Well, you know, the problem you have is that's the tedious work, okay? Fixing that rust around those windows, all right, and all those little crevices and cracks, all right, that takes more time than replacing a quarter panel.
Yeah, it's compound curves.
You understand?
Spaces.
Well, you got to make all these pieces, you got to fit them up in there, you got to precisely cut, all right? I got videos already on it, and that's probably where he started watching my videos, is with the 66 rear Morrison, where I replaced all that rust that was rotted. I went down the sides. Man, I'm fucking telling you, dude, it's a tedious job. There's no way you can give an estimate that says, I'll do that for $100. All right, that's the job that says, guess what?
Charged by the
It's
hour.
an hourly wage charge job, dude. I gotta say, as far as the floors go, the floors look like they were actually in pretty good shape, and whoever did those did a half-assed decent job. Now, if you were gonna do a rotisserie job on it, I would say flip the bitch over and clean up the action where it was overlapped like that. You can see where they cut it, or at least take some seam sealer and fill all that in and fucking, because water and moisture is gonna get up in there and rust it out. People have this rust thing on their mind. Now let's really look at this in theory, the way that you like to look at things, Mr. Wikipedia fucking dude. Let's look at this. How long did it take for that car to get the rust that it's got now?
Said 4 years.
No. I'm talking a rust that needs fixed. How long? It's a 1966 car and we're in 2016.
50 years.
50 years to get the rust that it's got now, or whenever those floors were placed, we'll go ahead and say 45 years. All right? Why be so picky and irritating and agitating about fixing rust to the minutely perfect specification? And I'm not trying to badger fixing rust or everything, but I think it's just a little bit ridiculous when it took 45 years to get that rust. But the deal is, if fixing this rust, it's gonna last you another fucking 50 years. You won't even own the fucking car by then. How many people do you know restore these cars and they literally keep them for 30, 40 years?
Where I come from in Michigan, if you don't fix the rust, it'll start popping in 2 or 3 years, so you have to get it all gone and cleaned up the bare metal.
Right.
Down here, it's a lot slower of a process, so it's not that critical.
Exactly, so it really depends on where you live in the country, matters. Now if you're out in Utah, Arizona, California, you know, you're not even gonna find a car that has rust because they're gonna be rust free.
Drive.
All they're gonna do is have some service rust you gotta clean up, fucking pour 15 that shit and it'll last for the rest of the fucking world. I had a 64 Volkswagen that came from California, San Jose. I brought the Volkswagen back to Texas, restored the son of a bitch, and then I had to sell it on eBay because of Minnie's hospital bills. So I sell the fucking Volkswagen, and who do you think buys it? A lady up in New York City. I didn't want to sell it to her, dude. I even questioned her down. All right, where do you live? Where do you keep your cars? All right, have you ever heard of the Hamptons?
Yep.
Okay.
Right out on the ocean.
She said she had a house at the Hamptons, and she has a garage that she keeps her little show cars in.
Salt water's still gonna rot that car.
When you say that, what are you talking about? Moisture in the air?
The moisture from the sea.
So why doesn't it do it down in San Diego?
Because up in New York, it's freezing, man. I don't know what it is about freezing cold weather and rust, but it seems to have.
So what you're saying is more than likely.
Exponential effect.
So what you're saying is the moisture in the air can rust the car out, just like if you were driving it on a snowy day with salt rock on the road.
Yep.
So is that really where the rust comes from? Up east is from the moisture in the air and the sea salt that's floating from the sea and the spritz of the water, you know, in the air and hitting your car and rusting it. Is that the situation you're telling us, Michigan guy?
Well, it's part of my theory. I don't know that that's a fact. I know that when water evaporates, the salt stays behind, but somehow all the trucks and cars I see in Jersey and New York are rusted. They have state inspections where if the car's rusted over a certain percent, you gotta get rid of it.
Really?
Yep.
They have that shit up there in New York?
Yep.
Oh, what about Michigan?
They got it in Canada. Nope, not in Michigan.
Yet.
Nope.
So how far do you live from Ted Nugent?
No clue.
What about Mark Farner?
Don't know.
Do you know him?
I know I recognize the names, musicians.
So you don't even know Ted Nugent?
I know of Ted Nugent. I don't know.
You've never heard any songs?
I know Stranglehold, man. I know his...
Okay, Cat Scratch Fever.
Yep.
Mark Farner.
Let's see here.
Inside Looking Out. We're an American band.
There you go. Grand Funk Railroad.
Some Kind of Wonderful. Alright?
Grand Funk.
Mark Farner, the one that got fucked around by his band members. The lead fucking guy that the band members kicked out and he lost everything. What about that? We're getting off into other shit, Will. This is Pete. We're gonna go. Restoring your car can be a tricky situation. You know, where you live depends on how it's going to be restored and how long it's going to last. My suggestion is, on a vehicle like that, if you are going to restore one, take your time, do it right, don't get in a hurry, because getting in a hurry, it's just going to be a sloppy fucking mess. When will we get to this guy's car, Terry? I got other cars ahead of his. I don't know, but we're going to be keeping in touch with him. Very nice guy, polite, courteous. I didn't even want to cuss over there. He didn't seem like that kind of guy. So, you know, that's really all I could say. I was up in Michigan, speaking of Michigan, and I saw a couple Dodge trucks, and these were brand new, like about 3 or 4 years old, and the whole bed of it was rotted out.
That's what I'm talking about. It's common around me.
Really?
Can't avoid
5-year-old Dodge truck rotted and falling apart.
Detroit's got salt dome caves that they mine for salt, and that's why we use it on the roads.
A salt dome cave?
Yep.
What's a salt dome cave?
Detroit's salt domes. That's the mines underneath Detroit for the salts.
Really?
Yep. Dirt cheap. That's why they use it instead of sand.
And then doesn't the salt burn the snow down quicker?
Yep.
Yeah.
And when they manufacture cars, they don't mind them rotting out because they can sell more of them.
There you go. Do you think the manufacturers built cars so you can restore them like the 66 Chevelle? Do you think they really gave a shit about you restoring that car?
No, they wanted it to rot out so you had to buy another one.
Yeah. Or rot out so you got to buy their parts. Or total it out so you got to buy. That's the situation you have. It's not about building the car. It's about you buying the car and wrecking the motherfucker so you got to buy new parts. Because that's where you make the money, is selling the parts, not building the car. We got to go. Take it easy, and we'll see you later. Yeah, I will.